What the fuck? Game. What the fuck, PS5? Yeah. Okay. Hi, sorry, but somehow PlayStation said I lost connection to the server. I don't know what that means. Because I didn't drop off of Minecraft, so I don't know. Oh well. What was I was talking about Artemis 2. That's right. What was that talking about? Yeah, it was Artemis 2. Yeah, I was talking about Artemis 2. I don't know what happened there. Damn internet. My internet's stable, which is the weird part, but nah, whatever. Maybe it's just through play since I streamed through PlayStation. Maybe I had a hiccup. But anyway, so the Artemis 2 took these amazing photos. The photo that he was talking about is this picture that it has like just a shit ton of the moon, and it's super detailed, looks amazing. And then you have the Earth, like a crescent Earth in the background just above it, which he actually let me know before I like looked at the photos, because I got an email from like something saying like NASA's starting to like share the photos that they're getting, because they're getting them back from Artemis 2 through the like bandwidth that they used. They shared these photos, but yeah, so it's like a crescent Earth, and they explained that like actually if the way the image is orientated that most people see it would be if you were standing that way, but it actually was from like the side, so it was actually like a side-on shot, so you should actually like rotate it like 90 degrees so the moon's on the left and the Earth is on the right, because that's actually how they took the photo. But that was their perspective when they took the photo. But either way, it looks amazing. So many of the photos are just like breathtaking and like crazy to see the moon look so real. And I don't know, as I was putting it the other day when I was looking at it and talking about it with someone else, I was just like, dude, it just feels more real than like us. Like, I don't know how to explain why I feel that way, but it's just like seeing the moon so detailed and so real. Even like the one where people actually updated the Steph Curry like meme image where he's taking a shot from the moon. They've updated with one of them with one of those images to be more accurate, which is funny as fuck. But like some people are like, why does it look like that? Some people like conspiracy wise are like, oh, see, it's fake. But like not realizing that like on Earth, like for example here in Minecraft, you have like the lighting from there, and they think that's just what lighting looks like, but this is video game lighting. On Earth you have like the light from the sun, plus you have like the bounce light from the ground coming back up to you, and then there's also other light sources that are around that maybe you aren't aware of or you are aware of. Basically anything on Earth is lit from like at least 2 different directions at once at any given time, and probably more. So the moon looks just like this flat gray, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's how you know it's fake, because they're faking it again. And it's like, first off, buddy, what do you actually like, what do you gain from faking these images? Like, they're not even like profit. Like, you don't make money. They release them for free, so it's not like, oh, they make money off of it. It's just like they release images for free. They're always for free because it's for scientific research, not for profit. So that argument gets fucking obliterated from orbit like that. And secondly, like, it's not like they landed on the moon, so you can't say like, oh, well, it's propaganda. We don't have anybody we're currently competing against, because nobody's up to putting enough money in it that isn't currently fighting a war. Like Russia could possibly, but they're fighting Ukraine. China could, but they're like I was trying not to, I'm not gonna mess with that. I was trying not to punch the frogs. But yeah, China could, but they're worrying about trying to reacquire Taiwan and try to beat the United States economically and all that. So they're not really worried about like space travel, because again, it's not economical. It doesn't make them any money. doesn't position them to make more money in the future. It's all money, money, money. And I kind of wish humans were a little more science driven in the modern day, but that's another complaint. Maybe if science made more money. No, that's not. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say I wish science made more money, because that's not a good thing. Money has completely destroyed my enjoyment of sports. I realize that's why I did not watch most of college football season last year. That's why I didn't watch much of the NFL last year, because everything's getting so corporate and so money based, and it sucks everything out of it. It sucks all of the enjoyment that you could possibly have out of everything. It's just soulless corporate blah blah blah. You know, we all deal with it on a daily basis. I'm not gonna whine about it on Minecraft. Because most people don't want to hear about it. Yeah. Anyway, Artemis 2. Amazing photos. There is one that is currently my phone background. If you find it, I recommend. It's a great phone background, especially if I rotated it so that like the moon is my clock is on the moon. It's basically this like super grainy. It's black and white, but it has like kind of tealish in it from the lighting. And you can see Venus as like this bright star on the left. Oh, it looks amazing. It's from when they were leaving the moon, after they took their rotations around the moon and they're coming back. They got what they're calling the Artemis eclipse, because it's an eclipse of the moon on the sun, total eclipse. But you see like this light coming out the side. And again, watching the Hank Green video, he explained that like the Artemis 2 mission was delayed till April 1st to launch. If it wasn't delayed, they would not have gotten to see that eclipse, which I think was awesome that they did, because it looks amazing. But also, if they would have delayed it further, they also wouldn't have saw the eclipse, because again, they would have been too late, which is the amazing part of space. You know, space is always just like, if you're too late or too early, you know, you just miss this amazing thing that you have no idea that you could have got to see. And it's just like, oh man. But at the same time, it's like, man, it makes you really appreciate it when you see it. But it's like the other image that I want to find a high quality version, because I am going to use it as my wallpaper, and it's the lunar eclipse. It's the eclipse, but you got 3 bright spots, like, you know, if the moon's in the center with the sun and corona around it, and then there's like a spot, and they've identified now it is Mercury way back there. It's Mars in the middle, and then Saturn way over there. And then they just like 3 super bright stars. But I love it because the guy who took the picture of it, they have audio of him talking after he took the picture. When he's like sending it, and he's just like, oh, it looks great. And there's like some reddish star that I'm not sure what it is. It's funny hearing an astronaut say, I'm not sure what that is. Like, you would think they would just automatically know, but it's funny. It's probably in the moment. But he goes, I'm not sure what it is. And then someone from NASA replies, oh, what that red thing you're seeing, that orb, is most likely Mars. And it's a nice little preview of where we'll be going next. And I think that's amazing. I think that's beautiful to like see this once in a lifetime thing, to be one of 4 people who will ever have seen this in person. That you see the moon with the sun behind it, and this eclipse so special to just you that is called the Artemis eclipse. And that fact it has like a little bit of shadow, or not shadow, a little bit of light where you can see the moon. It's not this black disc, because you got the moon. It was a full moon. This is why that image is so amazing, because there's a full moon that night on Earth, on the dark side of Earth that they're facing, that where Earth is behind them. So the light, the moonshine from Earth can bounce off Earth and then become Earthshine and rebounce onto the moon. So you can see a little bit of moon, you see some of the craters, and it's just, it's so good. It is perfect. It is such a perfect image, and I want to find the highest quality version that they're going to share, or that I can find as like no compression, so I can make it my background to my computer, because it's gonna be it's gonna be so beautiful, dude. It's gonna be so amazing having that, because of that, like the idea of like, yeah, I got this once in a lifetime mission with this once in a lifetime photo with this once in a lifetime event that was perfectly timed, that not to intentionally get the event, but just like we just happened to get it because we just happened to be there when we were. And then to have Mars in that photo, knowing that like the people who work at NASA are actually trying tooth and nail to please fund eventually down the line a mission to Mars, even a flyby. Like, it is estimated that I will probably die before people put boots on Mars, for astronauts ever put boots on Mars. It probably, unfortunately, probably won't ever happen in my lifetime. But the fact that, also this is my skeleton spawner that I turned into a farm. So I have ungodly amounts of bones and arrows. So I just come here when I eat bone meal. But to know that like I could possibly, at some point in my life get a flyby. I could get a Martian flyby. And of course the hard part is that like it's hard to go to Mars because it could take what is it? I think it could take up to like 18 months to get there at the shortest, or it could take as long as 4 years, depending on like when you go, where the position of the planets are at the time and all that. And it's like, oh man, that's so unfortunate, but at the same time it makes sense. But it's so unfortunate. Like I really I wish I could live to see it. That'd be an amazing day to die. That'd be a crazy day to die, actually, now that I think about it. Like, imagine I live my whole life and the day I die is when I find out astronauts have landed on the moon, or on Mars, and I'd be like, I could tell. I could feel it. My body would master Oogway itself. It'd be like, my time has come, and I would just flutter away into dust. Because it's like I held on for as long as I needed to. I mean, funny enough, Markiplier actually has the same sentiment when it comes to Mars and space. And it's like, you could tell me right now, hey, we're going to send you to Mars. Okay. We're going to train you, and in like 10 years, you're going to go to Mars. And I'd be like, all right, bet, let's go. And it's like, now, we're letting you know, we don't have the ability to bring you back. You're going to go, and you're going to die. But you're going to do research, and you're going to send stuff back to us, and it's going to be this thing. Like, and it's like, guaranteed that there is no way for us to bring you home. You're going to die. This is a suicide mission. Do you want to go? And I'd be like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Send my ass. Suicide mission, send my ass. I'm gone. Not because I hate it on Earth or because I hate people or I think that I'm like so important or more profound than like a normal person, but just I want to be that, like as a kid who always stared in the sky. And if I could have anything, I was thinking about this the other day. I never do anything about my birthday lately, and like for my birthday I just want to go somewhere where there's no light pollution and star watch until, from late afternoon until like midnight, so I can watch the twilight and see the galactic dust and all that come up and experience that for once. A sight that not only did my ancestors see every night, but there's still people on this earth who that's just their night sky they get to see. Then I don't. And I sacrifice the beauty of the galaxy as a normal backdrop to have like modern comforts. But at the same time, it's interesting because I like to argue that you could also argue though that like if that was your nightly, you wouldn't see it as special because, well, it's there all the time. It's kind of one of those things. You had steak every day, you're not going to think having steak every day is that impressive, but if you only have steak every now and then you'll be like, steak is nice and special and you'll really appreciate it. So I also kind of like look at it that way too, where I'm just like, maybe I don't want to like live somewhere where I'd see it all the time, because I probably wouldn't. Kind of why I also advocate that if you have like a girlfriend, to maybe not see her every day, to not see each other every day. Yeah, because like you get a chance to miss each other, and it's nice to miss each other, but it's also nice because then like when you are together, at least in my experience when I've done this, when you are together, now you appreciate it more, not because like they're so much more great or so much more perfect or Like, again, this isn't an ego thing. It's more just like you appreciate it more because now it's like now instead of just being like, oh, it's Tuesday and I'm bored and I just came to see you, is now I made time to come see you. I put things aside to come see you. So I think like it makes it more special. Even if you do just sit there and watch Netflix, or like she scrolls her phone while you like, I don't know, clean your room or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of adds a little more specialness and a little more intimacy to it. And I think possibly me, you know, getting up in my 30s now, that's crazy. Where did that come from? There's no crimson close enough to turn that crimson. Getting in my 30s now, like I've kind of like shifted from like, instead of sex being like really amazing, I like intimacy actually now is like something I'm way more into. Okay, no, we're not doing this game. We're not doing it. This is supposed to be worked. It's gonna be worked. But yeah, like intimacy is becoming more of a thing for me. Intimacy is more interesting. I'm more. Why are you red? You're not supposed to be red. I want this to be nether waste in between. Why are you still? That one's still red. No, sorry, that one's still green. That's what the meme is. But anyway, yeah, intimacy is becoming like more important to me. That's very interesting. I do find that super interesting. Because not that like I was ever sex obsessed or anything, but like you would, I guess most guys, you would think that like sex is like the biggest thing, but like intimacy, being near each other, sharing moments, touching, but like not like foreplay touching, but like, you know, having them there and like having you in my space and knowing you want to be there and you're not like fulfilling an obligation just because we are dating and you're like, oh, I'm here because I don't want to start an argument, you know, or make you feel like I don't care. Like, I don't know, it just kind of makes it feel more special. My last relationship, I pretty much had a simple thing that we agreed to, because I was like, you have kids. At the time she had kids. Well, I say at the time like she doesn't remember. She had kids and I had my dogs, and my dogs, more so the number of dogs that I have takes up all the time and energy. It makes things difficult, less so than like having dogs period makes things difficult, because I'm their only caretaker. And because of that, I was like, I can't see you every day or all the time. I would like to work out a day where I see you, like guaranteed, like put a day aside. It'd be one of my days off, because she just DoorDash for her main job. So she could she had a schedule, but she didn't have to like do it every single day. So basically if she wanted to take a day off, it wasn't going to kill her or get her fired, versus me having a traditional job. So I was like, Wednesday is what we came on. We fell on Wednesday. It also worked out because I would have my niece that day, so her kids were near her age, or Cece's age, my niece's age. So it would turn into a play date, whereas my niece would get to play with her kids, and she'd have kids to play with her age outside of school, which was great. I could see my girlfriend, which was great. My girlfriend could see me, and I could see her kids. Her kids were amazing. And it kind of worked out well, because then it was just like, hey, we see each other every Wednesday, so we know to put Wednesdays aside. We know that this day has to be my relationship day, you know what I mean, unless, you know, obviously life gets in the way. If more important things come up, then like I'm not gonna make a stink about it. I'm just gonna be like, okay, I get it, you know, we'll make it up next week. But then I also had it where it wasn't just like, oh, well, I can only see you on Wednesday. If it's not Wednesday, I won't see you. Like, some people I've explained this to think that's what I mean. It's like, no, I was like, you can still see him the other days. It's just like, say I see you on Wednesdays, right? Like I've been saying. But then I also get to see you on Thursday that week. And then, you know, something happens where we just kind of accidentally end up in the same place, and I see you on Sunday, because I get off early or something, you know, whatever. I go somewhere, like say I go to a movie or something, and I just happen to see you there, and we're watching the same movie. So, okay, cool. Blah. It just makes it more bonus. It's bonus now. You know, it's just like, oh, I get to see you extra this week, but I didn't have to plan for it or sacrifice anything. And also I get time away to miss you, and bada bing, bada boom. And it just works out. And it like, I don't know. I know a lot of people are like super clingy, and they want to be with that person all the time. And that's normal too. That's love. That's just love. But like, I feel like the best way, if you want something to last long, you have to have clear rules to start, You know, that's a conversation that feels weird to have, especially when you're like dating somebody after a couple months. But like, it will save everything. It will save so much for you if you just make that a conversation. I framed it as like, hey, not to kill the vibe, but we got to be adults for a second, and we got to talk about a few things. So in that conversation for me, it was like, okay, what do you consider cheating? What do you consider not cheating? What is okay and not okay? What are some boundaries that you have? Let's talk about intimacy, because we've already been intimate at that time. You know, what are some yeses and what are some hard no's? What are some things you would consider, and what are some things you wanted to try? You know, what is mandatory, what's not? And it sounds like an awkward conversation. It kind of is at the start, but once you start having it, it becomes kind of like really interesting, and it becomes like one of the most interesting conversations you have, because you're really learning that person now. Like for me, one of the things that came up, right, was I'm fine with you being around your exes. If that's your thing, say you guys have a relationship outside of having dated, shit happens. People date their friends, people date long-term coworkers, people date people that are family friends, you know, and it's just like, it's really, I see it as really selfish for you to change your entire life just because you want to date me, right? So I don't do that. But I do have one rule that I won't budge on, and I don't feel like crazy about not budging on it, and that is that if you've had sex with this person before, I would prefer you, again, I'm not demanding anything, it's just I would prefer you not to be alone with them. It just doesn't make me comfortable, and it personally, I think it helps to avoid for future arguments and problems that could come from it. Because yeah, I trust you to not cheat on me, but also I've been cheated on before. And I've been cheated on intentionally, and I've been cheated on accidentally. And so I know like how it can look. I wasn't going over there with the intention to cheat on you, but it just kind of happened. Or, you know, maybe like you also don't know that other person's intentions too. That's the other thing that's big about it. It's like they could be calling you to come be alone with them, and you think, oh, because we're, you know, maybe you guys have a kid together or something, I don't know. Or maybe you have like history or like, you know, trauma and whatnot. They went through a really traumatizing time with them. So they naturally, you have conversations with them a lot still, even though you guys don't date anymore. Again, that's fine and dandy and whatnot, but I would just prefer not to, because you could think you're going over there to have that conversation, and then all of a sudden they're, you know, being slutty. All of a sudden they're trying to steer things into another way. And I'm not saying that everyone's ex wants them back either, but you know, things happen and people do things. So I feel like it's easier to just not be alone. I'm not saying you can't talk to them or you can't be around them. Being alone with them is a little awkward, or at least like if it's a harmless thing, I feel like it's not too big of a thing to be like, hey, I'm gonna go see them, here's what was happening, I'll probably be there about this long, you know what I mean, whatever. And I mean, don't get me wrong, people can still cheat because people can lie anytime, but like I'm saying, with the intention of honesty, you know, me assuming you're being honest with me assuming you're not lying. Funny enough, in Letterkenny, as they put it, you know, I trust a girl until she gives me a reason not to trust her. Like, why not? Why would I automatically assume you're doing wrong when I could just assume you're doing right, and I could be happier? Like, I could just be a happier boy versus a stressed out boy. And of course, a tendency, I tend to, in my opinion, date girls who are way out of my league, not because I'm like that nigga. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that on YouTube. Oh well. Not because I'm that damn hot or that damn good at picking up chicks, but like, it just kind of happens. Like, sometimes I find girls who are way more attractive that I feel like I would normally not be able to pull, and I just somehow pulled. You know, the classic, you know, I was goofy. Look at the hot chick I pulled while being goofy. What you call it? So I understand that, like, there's gonna be guys who want my girl. There's gonna be guys who are trying to get at my girl. At my first live-in relationship, there was a dude who constantly would come over and with the explicit thing of trying to get my girl to sleep with him, finally. And all because all she said was, well, I do have a crush on you. I think you're cute. So he's like, oh, well, I'm entitled to you then, right? And she's like, well, no, I don't like you because I don't know you, but I'm attracted to you. That's basically what she was saying. She's basically saying like, I'm attracted to you, and I just wanted to tell you because I don't know, whatever reason, long before I was dating her. But then he just always was like, oh, okay, well, you think I'm cute, you like me, right? And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting too because I've learned so much about guys through my girlfriends and my female friends that I sometimes feel gross ever like been a male. Like, oh god, dude, some dudes are terrible. These guys are bad. They make me feel bad for like being born with a Y chromosome. Like, I did nothing wrong, but it just feels like I did something wrong by association, you know? It's kind of like being a Kanye fan. Like, you're just like, ah, man, come on, dude. Like, you make it really hard to be on this team. And I'd really rather not be on the team, honestly. But I'm kind of here now. I think over here I need to do a little, because I don't want to do too much more that way. I don't want to fully take over the water. I just want to basically just want to do enough that it looks good. In fact, let's survey. Let's do a little survey. Do a little survey action. I like to do it from like right here. Bang, 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 bang. Going up. In this entire time, I haven't seen a dog move or twitch or do anything. It's been nothing but 4 dogs snoring in a quiet bedroom. I'm all here for it because as soon as they wake up, I just know they're going to be up and they're going to be active. Alright, that's over a stack. I usually only do 1 stack, but over. Okay, here's a good way. So, like, over here, I want to start doing, like, custom biomes. Mainly because you can see right there, I got the swamp right there. And funny enough, that is a naturally generated jungle. It was some update. I think it was Caves and Cliffs Part 1 turned this into a jungle. But then Caves and Cliffs Part 2 had turned this into a mangrove forest. I forget if that actually is mangrove. I haven't been over there in a while. It might not be mangrove. So either it turned... I just know it was swamp, then mangrove, and then either... If it turned back, I think it was in the recovery process. The process you had to do to, like, recover a save, but, like, leave the achievements intact. Or the ability to get achievements intact. Or it reset with one of the other world generations. But anyway, so... If that's not mangrove, whatever, it's fine. But that's swamp, that's jungle, naturally spawned there to begin with. And then I got spruce over that way. So I'm like, oh, spruce, mangrove, or swamp, you know what I mean? I was like, I might as well just keep it going. Like, I've kind of turned this area into a plains. It was kind of like a grove, if I remember correctly. It's kind of like that, but a little more sparse over here. It wasn't as packed, so this is kind of turned into a plains. But I do want to turn all that and like kind of start surrounding my base in the nature preserve. So I can like do this, come up here and look around. Man, I can see so far. Like the Viber visuals. Like that's the bridge to like an old village. I normally can't see when I play on Rome. And there's a village, fortified village I built. But you can see my grid system. Yes, every time I've played Minecraft, since I started this world and every other world I've played in, I do this grid to make sure nothing spawns because I get so sick of building and stuff or just playing the game and like a mob will spawn and kill me because I'm like, oh, I'm safe in my base, and then I was just like, haha, no you're not. So you can see like I think these are like 7x7 squares when really you could do like 15x15, but I'm like, make sure. But yeah, so you can see my sawmill over there, my tree forest that I've chopped down over and over and grabbed new trees. So my manual tree farm, I guess you'd call that. And then you can see the nether. So you can see a little bit better because the texture pack I have on makes ores glow. So you can kind of see it's like rung around this part. And then there's still a part of the lake that is like normal. But now you got like nether wastes kind of in the middle. You got the crimson forest like on the edge, which is like up here doesn't look like that much, but when you're like in it, it's so thick, and I love that. And then the warped forest with the one crimson tree, I guess. It's okay. I didn't want to chop it down. It's a nice looking tree, so I'll leave it. And then I actually, because a lot of in the nether, I've noticed a lot of crimson forests are usually like, at least in my world. Holy, what is that? Anyway, in my world, like I call it crimson forests are lower, but then like a lot of my warped forests that I've been in are like higher. So I kind of want to like push the warped forest up to that area eventually, and then I'm gonna do a basalt delta up there because those are definitely higher up, right? So I'm gonna do a basalt delta up and around this way, and then I can't see it anymore, unfortunately. But like crimson forest, there's a little bit of a dip valley over there, and I'll do the soul sand valley over there, and that'll be like all the nether biomes nearby, and then I can go from there. So I'll nether biomes, and then I'll probably do the warm biomes going outward, since nether is like hell, and technically the hottest biome, if you want, of the Minecraft world, so it makes sense for the hottest biomes to be over there. And then maybe I'll do the cooler biomes or temperate biomes nearby. I'll figure it out. It's a long-term goal of the world. It's not going to get done anytime soon, but it's a fun process. The only part that sucks about it is collecting all of the resources, because I don't have shulker boxes, because I haven't killed the ender dragon yet. In this world, I've never done that. Actually, I've never done it solo. I've done it a few times, but I've never done it solo, and I kind of want to do it solo for the first time, but I'm also not like ready. I even know vaguely where it's like that direction for like 1,000 blocks or something. I even know where like my stronghold is for the most part. I just kind of like, I'm not ready. I don't want to do it yet. I'm fun. I'm having nice. Like, I mean, I got netherite tools. Like, I have everything like netherite and like maxed out over the years, as far as like tools and armor. But I enjoy like building up my base and like building stuff like this right here. I'm gonna have all the villagers. This is another project I'm doing. It's building all the villagers' houses, because in another server I built like a city, but I want to spread them out a little bit more. But anyway, this is the shepherd's house, right? And I built it out of nether brick, like my old place, because I like the look of it. But I threw in some of the cherry wood, give it a little splash of color. Pale oak, because when I built this pale forest had just come out. You know, it's a simple little house, but it's not like a little hut. My little custom baby trees. Wow. And I called it the pink sheep, because I put this in first, and then I was kind of like, oh, I'll make part of it. And I was like, what can I name it? And I'm like, pink sheep, because the pink sheep is a very rare spawn in the game, and sheep obviously where wool comes from. So I built a pink sheep statue. To go next to it, kind of like those places who have like a theme to like a restaurant or like a bar or something, and they have like a little statue or something outside that goes with them. It's kind of like that. And I imagine, if it's wool, it's cheap. It's wool, planks, and some coal. Like, only could afford that. But anyway, so this is the pink sheep. Kind of sounds like a gay bar, I know, and that's fine. I like gay bars. But yeah, I just came in here and it's just carpets on the ground, stacks of wool, like stock. Like he is so much that he just kind of just starts throwing it all over the place. He starts just putting it in places like, get it over there, get it on my face. Carpet, banners, because those are also made from wool. And then like reach over here, this is like where a lot of the wool I have right now is stored in here. And that's what that other chest would be if this one got full. But I also threw some dyes in just for like, in the snout banner I found. I also threw some dyes in just to like imagine, this is, let's say storage, even though it is a storage area. I don't know, it deleted the shears. I had shears here that had like unbreaking and mending on them. And they were like, what did I call them? A gift from Granddad or something like that. They're supposed to be like his grandfathers who opened the place. His grandfather's shears that he still uses. But yeah, you can like walk back here. Your simple little counter. But yeah, I wanted it to be like a shop. And ultimately he'll store all my like wool based items. And I want to do that with all my storage and stuff. And then here's homie, he's asleep, maxed out, got the diamond. And then there's the loom up here that you can use, or also as job block. And then just like some table stuff, you know, because villagers are simple. They don't do a lot. There's even got a pretty nice little vision, you know. You can see my horse stable that I just built now. So that adds to the view. Property value going up. Hey, taxes might be going up, buddy. Property value's going up. This is my current like warehouse storage building. I like this though. I like this little feel place. And then if you ever wanted, you can keep your doors open and close as long as you just put a fence gate in the doorway, because the villagers can't operate these as long as there's not like a pressure plate, so they can't open or close these. So if you just put a fence gate like an animal, you can leave your door open for them if you want. And then also mobs can't get to them either when mobs do spawn. So I mean, obviously I think a skeleton can still shoot, but like zombies, which is usually what you worry about with villagers, can't get down with like metal doors and stuff or whatever. So you can also leave the aesthetic as well. You know, pink sheep. Of course, this is my storage building that I built. I literally just looked up like a modern building in California, and then I was kind of like, oh, okay, it's supposed to be a house, I think it is, or it's an office. It's a house or an office, but I just was like, well, I'll make it a warehouse. Big glass for a warehouse, you know, it's a warehousey feel. And then it's kind of like my storage, like all my tools are in here. I moved all my tools in here, but I just store all my blocks by, you know, sorting them with this block. So, you know, this is tough, all my tough's in here, and then any tough that's processed or turned into anything else goes in a separate chest. And then just chest of like other stuff, dye and fuck ton of dye, so much dye. I used to go a little crazy with it. Yeah, just dumping off armor. And this is all my ore stuff kept in here, my emeralds. Just to show you that I did used to do so much nether mining. First off, on the crane over at the sawmill over there, the first crane I built has a netherite block to anchor it as a counterbalance. I was going to use this one too, but I was like, no, but if I move my storage, I need another netherite block. And then I moved my storage, and I forgot I had this is how much ancient debris I have and netherite scrap. But then oh yeah, I had to use some of it. Okay, so it wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was going to be. But this is all the ancient debris I had. I actually had more netherite, but I forgot I actually had to use it to do, I think it was these two swords and something else. I used it on something else. I forget. But anyway, I used my netherite, so I just made the rest until left the other block. But I mean, having even one block of netherite legit in your world is impressive. Having two, ooh. For most people, don't even have that. And then I just have all this other ancient debris on deck. I kind of want to build one of those palm trees that people build with ancient debris, like the Flex. I was thinking about putting it next to my house. Okay, but what time is it? Probably time to buy a watch. I think I'm gonna cut it there. So it's in total 2 hours. They haven't woke up yet, and I already know they're gonna wake up soon. And I should take them outside. So I'm gonna go do that. Oh. The rain sees me out. Oh wait, hold on. Let me go get my dogs first. Just because I lose these wolves all the time. So, best to not lose them again. Let's bring them back to a house where I know they're gonna be. Oh yeah, so instead of a netherite block, I did a diamond on that one. But that one has a netherite block on the back. There. Park. Auto. Okay, auto. And Kara. I'm also planning on grabbing all 3 wolves eventually. Some point, or all 3, wow. All 9 wolves. I want to gather all 9 wolves eventually. And then name them after my pups. The pups that my dogs had. And then also my 2 older dogs. So, because at one point I lived with 10 dogs. You know, 2 dogs, 8 pups. So, And it's only one more than Minecraft has, and then I can just double up on one of the dogs. Yeah. So yeah, we'll end it there. We'll say bye to the babies. And I'm gonna go take care of my real life babies. How do I? I swear I know how to do this.